Hello everybody, it's me Xfce53 here for another running text, and on this video I thought I'd give you a how-to for those people that are looking for an easier way to install Arch Linux. Most of the time you have to sit there with command line, and then in there you would have to sit there and type things like nano. You would start out with nano, what is it, Xfce, blah blah whatever, config for the time or whatever, and do it line by line, and it's a pain in the butt. Sometimes it could take too long. Sitting there with the Arch wiki, beginner's guide, and trying to go step by step. Well, there is a better way. It's called the Arch Ultimate Installer Script. Basically what this does is it makes it easier for you to install Arch Linux on your computer. It's basically a batch file script, and you need to follow it step by step, one by one. And basically you download the files, and then you go into the directory and start the file, and then it comes in two parts: the Arch install script, and then the Arch Ultimate install. The first part is basically doing the base configuration and install of the system, and then you restart it like you normally would. The second part basically installs all the other stuff. It creates the username, the files, the AUR installation, the base system, systemd, GPU drivers, and then the firewall and all that. Then you choose what type of desktop environment, which type of Windows manager, then all the other basic files, and then that's it. And you restart, and then you're all set, and you got yourself a good base installation to start with, and configure and go from there. It's much faster. It's a third less the time to install, and that's what I recommend. Yeah, I'm still recording. I thought I wasn't. So in here, as you could see, you use Git. Git is basically, for those people who don't know, a way where you contact with Git systems where you have files and projects on a server, and then you can retrieve and clone it to another drive. Usually it's through GitHub, as you can see here, and this is the best way. You could do it without doing Gig if you want, but I recommend using Gig. It's better. That's my opinion. So I'm going to use VirtualBox here, and I have just a basic Arch Linux startup. Nothing else is installed, and I'll show you how easy it is. So I'm going to go ahead and start her up, and we're going to choose the 64-bit, and you'll see how easy it is. It's step by step. It's not that hard to do, and you'll see what I mean. So first, we're going to go in and type in pacman dash capital S, small y, and small u. Enter. It's going to do just a basic update. It shouldn't take that long to do. There we go, 61 mega. We're going to go ahead and do that right away. So while we wait, it should only take a couple of minutes. Recently, the latest kernels you see there, 3.15. I just found out that this latest kernel, there is a bug. For those who have external hard drives, you cannot install it or boot it up or even recognize it. There's a bug issue with the AUS, which basically controls the drive systems. For some reason, having a problem recognizing the external hard drives. Why? I don't know. I was hoping that they would fix it. Doesn't seem like they did. So if you use 3.14 or below, you should be fine. From what I see, there is a bug report already out there. They know about the problem. They're going to try to fix it. There is a way to fix that. They say you basically try to ignore the UAS in there. You create a file into a directory, the mobprobe.d in the Xfce directory. And basically it's a certain command line that will basically ignore the AUS. And then you redo the MK innet and reboot, and then after that it's all set. Now they say, although this is not a solution to the broken AUS, at least it will let you use your drive as before. Well, I tried it and it didn't work. So I don't know what's wrong. I tried to downgrade the kernel to 3.14 because I used the image from May. Still didn't work. But I installed Manjaro Linux, excuse me, and it works. I don't know. I think it's Arch directly. Anyways, as you can see right there, we're done. Clear it up, and then next we're going to install Git. And Git is the application that will give us the ability to download and clone. And that's basically what it does. It clones, it downloads, and it gives it an exact look. So what you do is you type git space clone space git up / github.com. Oh, GitHub's hub / HELMUTHDU /AUI. There we go. So it finds it, downloads it, and then puts it into my hard drive. And puts the exact files and directory exactly where it's supposed to be. And that's how it works. Now we're all done. You type in cd space AUI. We're in that directory. And then to get started, we're going to use the AIS first. So we type ./AIS, enter. And there we go. We're starting out. So we hit enter, get started. So we start there. As you can see, from number 1 all the way down to number 13 and then D when we're done. So let's do the first one, which is number 1. The key setup, the keyboard setup. So we're going to do 208 for US. Are you sure? Confirmed? Yes. Done. Type of text editor. I'm going to select number 2. Nano is my favorite. Number 3, configure the mirrorless. We're in the US. That's where I'm at. So 49. Confirm. Yes. And then it's going to pop up and let me know. Least Web is the fastest, which I agree. Or Liquid Web is another one I recommend. Number 4, we're going to partition the drive. I always select number 1. Don't do LV. I don't know why some people do that. You don't have to. Number 1 is fine. Type of partition program, we're going to use CF disk. It's my favorite. Which one? The SDA, the first one. And basically here we're going to select new, primary, 10 gigs for the root, beginning, make it bootable, go down, new, primary, the remaining, done, go over to right, click yes, go to quit. Now it's going to say, hey, we need to partition the root. Which one? SDA1. Yes. Which file type extended for? Which is number 4. Done. It says now for the swap. 3, we're going to skip it. We don't need it. Any more partitions? Yes. The SDA2. Mount type /home. Enter. Number 4, extended 4. Format. And we're going to format. Yes. Confirm. Are you sure? Yes. Done. Enter. Install the base. Number 5. Now this is going to install all the base type files. So basically it's base and base-dev. This is needed because it has all the important files you need to do everything else if you want to install desktop environments and sounds and drivers and all this other stuff. All right, all the important files. Now this might take anywhere between, let's say, 6 to 12 minutes, depending on how fast your internet connection and computer and hard drive. So this usually takes me about 6 to 8 minutes. So I will be back. So I'll pause and we'll go from there. All right, so we're back and it's done. It just finished the base installation, installed it, done. So go on to the next one. Now we're going to do the Fstab. Basically, the Fstab basically gives a file system information to the hard drive for the partition so you know what's being mounted. Now here, I recommend usually number 2, the UUID. That's the latest. Some people like the old way, use label. My recommendation, do number 1. I've had less hassles and problems with the dev. It's much easier, much better. Hit enter. You'll see, double check, make sure. If you go over that all the way, I'm more concerned about the end right here. See that? 0, 1. And 0, 2. There we go. That's all I care about. So that's done. Number 7. Host name. George PC1. There we go. Done. That's basically what you're going to see, you know, the name of the PC. That's basically what it is. Number 8. Time zone. We're in America. Number 2. I'm in the Chicago area. Number 36. Are you sure? Yes. Done. Number 9, hardware clock. Always pick UTC, never local time. Only Windows uses local time. I don't know why they pick it. But number 1. Done. Locally. Basically the language. You know. Number 10. We're EN_US, which is 80. Are you sure? Yes. Let's generate it. Done. Number 11. Now we're going to check and make sure we got everything detected, and that's what the MKINS or INPI or whatever you would init does. It just says, okay, this is the configuration, the the files and the hardware. Basically, that's what it does. Number 12, bootloader, which is Grub 2. Before, for a while, for like months, he didn't have Grub 2. He only had the system links. A lot of people complain I did, and then he put it back on again. So I'm kind of glad. So it's saying the root partitions on the SDA1. There's no support for Grub in the LVS and LUKS, which we know. Bytes is detected. We're just going to pick number 1. Does it automatically. It's going to download it, and then after it's downloading Grub, it'll install it, detect it, and then it'll be all said and done. Should only take about a minute to do. I like it. I like Grub better than the system links. Most people do. Right here it says what we're going to do. Automatic or manual. Number 1. Always number 1. There we go. Done. And then number 3, create the root password. No. Done. There we go. And then D for done. Reboot. Yes. And then we're going to go down to boot from existing OS. Should boot up into the hard drive. Come on. Well, let's try something here. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyways, there we go. Kind of looked weird when it said that error. It's supposed to be on top and then the rest on the bottom. But there you go. Type ls. That's all it has in the main root directory. Type cd and type ls. It's still the same thing. So that's the first part. Now we have the second part, which cd au and then we're going to type the AUI. Now this is the second part, the ultimate part. This is where we're going to be able to install everything else. So right now it's going to create a backup for the pacman.config. So I'm going to hit enter. And now it's going to say, hey, we can't detect anything. We need to set it up. So we're going to connect wired automatically. So it's going to install it. There we go. Done. Done. English, yes, is the main one. We're going to create a username. GeoSlave53. Enter, 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 enter. This is other additional crap. And then I'm going to create a different password for this username. Done. Enter. The .bash rc. This is what starts up any programs that start up automatically when you go through the terminal. Some people choose number 2, or you can get it from the GitHub. I choose number 1. Trust me, it's better off. That's my opinion. Number 1 is the best, the default, because you can always configure your bash rc. Most people do customize it their own way. Be amazed and so many different things, aliases and stuff like that. Select enter. Number 2, nano. The AUR, what type UART is the most popular. There's Packer and PackUR. I'm going to choose number 1. This gives us the ability to go into the Arch user repository, where we have other people in the community letting people know about the different type of applications that normally is not available through the normal repository means. That's basically what this is. And your YART, or yogurt, as some people will say, as it spells out, yet another user repository tool. That's what it stands for. It's basically a program a French guy in France created for the Arch community, which I thank greatly for that, because it does a really good job. And basically what they, like I said, packages and files, they're not easy to find. They find it here. As well as wrappers, some other programs like Debian or Fedora version base, and converted for Arch to do. There we go. It's just finishing all this up. Download and all. And then that's my phone just alerting me. You know, I work for mobile carrier, so I get a lot of emails at times. I gotta turn that off. Alright, so I'm gonna put in the password. keep on doing this so we can install the rest. Done. Enter. Enable automatic mode. No. Never hit yes. It's always no. All right, so we're in the same spot as before. We got everything here from 1 down to 16. Now, some of these you may not want to do and some you want. So I'm just going to install a few things in here. The base, the desktop environment, and maybe a few things, you know, from some of these other files right here. But mostly, at least 1 and 2 for sure. So number 1, we'll install the basic setup things that you need for the desktop environments or window managers. So we're going to go number 1. It's going to say add custom repository. No. By default, you see the big N is always by default, small y is not chosen. So I'm going to select that. Bash tools are going to be installed. I like some of the other ones out there instead of bash. Trying to remember, but that's okay. I'll come back to that later. Enter the uncompressed tools, the zip, the unzip, the AUR to the P7 zip. All these different compression type tools will be included. Enter. Vahi for the DNS will be installed. That's important. ALSA for the sound. The ALSA utilities and I think the ALSA development in the mixer will be installed. So usually the OSS is also installed as well, even though that's one of the older systems, open sound system. Also, the advanced Linux sound architecture is used, but I prefer Pulse Audio, and I believe Pulse Audio will be installed as well. Because Pulse Audio is a little bit better, a little bit more modern, a little more customizable and configurable, or compatible, I should say. So there it is, utilities, plugins. Been kind of slow lately. I don't know why, but lately, and I have good internet speeds. I have 18 megabits per second downloads, but I know it's still at full 18 megabits per second because I tested it out just a while ago, so I know I'm still getting good speeds, but I think it's either on the other end, their server, or it could be the area that might be congested. I don't know. Enter. There it is, Pulse Audio. So we gotta make sure we have that installed. We'll also make sure after you're done, installing this, you got to go into your ALSA mixer and make sure you have the sound levels up. That's important, because if you don't, you're not going to get good sounds. You probably will do that after you reboot into your desktop environment, go into the terminal and do it that way. That's fine. It's not that difficult. Come on, guys. It's taking too long. Damn slow. Alright. Now, as you can see here, you see how easy it is to do all this configuration and all that. It's not that hard. NTFS, FAT, and extended FAT is being installed. This is needed in case for any Windows-based systems. Highly recommended. Continue. SSH. Are you going to be doing SSH? Most likely no. That's why by default it's set to no. So we're going to click no. NFS. No, we're not going to. Samba. No. TLP. No. Read ahead. No. I don't know why I put read ahead. ZRAM. I don't know why they even have ZRAM. Xorg. We're definitely going to install because that's the graphics that we need to implement X Windows, or X11, should I say. So it's all the basic files. So you got the Xserver utilities, Xserver Pulse, all the other stuff that you need over there. This will also make sure your desktop environment works, your graphic GPU works, and everything else like that is workable. Alright. Shouldn't be that hard. If you don't install, like if you do it the old way, the command line way, you usually install the Xorg stuff and then you test it out, and then you have that testing of that graphical interface, which is just blah, plain, and blech. Who cares kind of situation. So that's basically what it is. So I'm going to pause it until it finishes. It might take a little longer than I expected. I'll be right back once it's done. Alright, so I'm back. As you can see here, I installed all the proper Xserver for Xorg, you know, the Xserver utilities, Xinit, that's the basic way to configure what starts up for the graphical interface. FX86, the input for the Synaptic, which is the touchpad, mouse, keyboard. Mesa for the base installation of VGA graphics. And Gammon, which is supplement to Mesa. So we're done with that. Hit enter. Video card. Now it's going to detect the type of video card. Here I'm using VirtualBox, so it's going to install the guest install utilities. So it will give me the ability to do full screen capabilities. As you can see here, it's done. Enter. Font configuration. Number 1. I always recommend that. Yes. There we go. Done. Enter. Install cups on this situation? No. But if you had a printer you want to install, I would hit yes. But here you don't have to, so it's okay. Install additional firmware. If you had Wi-Fi, like wireless or Bluetooth and stuff like that, yes, but in this situation we don't have to. Everything else should be fine. Get Tor, no, we don't need to. We're not doing that. Done. Alright. The next part is the desktop environments and the window manager. So we're going to click number 2. Now we have a choice. So we're going to install a desktop environment or a Windows manager. Windows manager, as you see, Awesome, Fluxbox, OpenBox, Xnomad, or the desktop environment, Cinnamon, Deepin, Lightment. Oh, Deepin is added. Interesting. GNOME, KDE, LXDE, LXQT, Mate, or Mate, excuse me, Xfce. We're going to do number 9, Xfce. It's my favorite desktop environment, period. It's easy to use. So number 9. So it's going to start installing Xfce, all the basic, software. So Xfce 4, and I believe Xfce 4-goodies, which is the extra files and stuff. And then it's going to ask us to install some extra stuff as well. I've done this many times before. It's pretty simple. And you'll see once this is done, when I start her up, how it will look after we're done. So right now I'm going to pause it, and I'll be right back after it's done. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, it just finished installing most of the stuff here, and it's asking to install some other things. Passwords, I'm going to put that. Oh. Select it. There we go. Has to get some stuff from the AUR. No, we don't need it. Yes, continue. The GNOME configuration, the GNOME default list, so I get put the proper icons in the, the home folders. So you have like pictures, video, documents, those kind of things you'll see in just a moment. There we go. Now the display manager. Here's the question. Which one? Interest, GDM, Light DM, LXDM, and Slim. A lot of people do Slim. I like Light DM. It's better. It's easier to manage. I like the looks. There are a lot of cool themes for that. Slim there is, but you could do more in Light DM. So I'm going to do Light DM. Install that. It's one of my favorites. All right, we're done. Hit B for back. Now next, the Xfce Theme. So we're going to go number 1 for icon themes. The one I like, let's install the number 1 and number 5. Those are the only 2 good ones I like anyways. But I like to install the Numix ones, one of my favorites. The Franza is pretty popular, the one that's mostly installed with most default distros anyways. Mocha is okay. Has a pretty cool look to Numix, but Numix has been doing better. They have different versions out there. The plain ones, the flat look, the circle ones, the square ones. So they have a lot of different ones. I like to switch it up. The circle ones were pretty popular. The square ones, like the ones down here, as you see, are the ones that I've selected. They look pretty good, and if you go in here, you see that. I like that look. I used to have the circle ones, but I wanted to try this one instead. So those are the different versions out there. And it's kind of cool that they go out and say, hey, you need icons. Let's get some icons, different types out there that we could get. Hey, we need different type of themes. We need to go out there and get these different type of themes. So hopefully enough, these are types out there that you would like. Let's see. No. Yes. Alright, it's downloading it. The Numix icon themes from a Git version. Usually if it's from Git, it's the latest. That's most of the time I always recommend the Git version. If there's like a regular version and a Git version, I always recommend getting the Git version. That's my recommendation. God, it's kind of slow. It's getting there. All right, there we go. So here's the thing. Can you do it without installing any other icons or themes? Yes, you could, but to me it wouldn't make sense. It's always good to install some other icons to have a other selection, because you have a few by default, but some of these other ones, like the Numix ones and the Fraza versions out there are pretty good. Same thing with the themes. You know, you have just a few things. It's nice to have a little bit more than that and see if you like any others. Some people like the dark ones pretty good. You know, I like the Numix, especially like these right here, or one of my favorite ones out there. You know, so it's always nice to have that. So there we go. Install it. There we go, circle ones. So now it's going to install the Numix circle ones. So we hit the regular ones, and I'm going to do the circle ones. It's taking a little longer than it's needed. I'm going to pause and I'll be back once we're done with installing these icons. Alright? So I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, so we're back. So we're done with the icons. So I'm going to hit B for back. Now next we're going to do number 2, the themes, the GTK themes. There are only 2 that I'm interested in, the Graybird and the Numix one. So we're going to select 1 and number 2. Graybird is a very popular one, as well as Numix. The Zuki 2 is also pretty popular, but I'm not going to install that one. The first 2 are good enough, and they have some already out there anyways, installed by Xfce anyways. And this is what I'm talking about, having different type of packages out there, difference, because you want a variety. You don't want just a few plain stuff out there and that's it, and it's kind of bleh, boring. And you'll see what I'm talking about once Xfce lights up, when we start her up. Alright, install the other theme, the Numix one. Yes, yes. There we go. Done. Now B, we go back. D for done. Now it's going to install all the other extra stuff out there. The basis for GTK, which you see right there. The WXGTK 2.8, the latest version, and a few other files as well. And this is where it's going to install after this all the other stuff, which is cool. Network Manager, we don't need it. There's no need, to be honest. USB 3G modem, nope. And that's it. Basically, you're done, actually, to be honest. Now, you could install some of these other files, like I'll give you an example in number 3. Trying to say, all right, let's install number 4, just that one, Docky. Okay, and Docky is a dock station like I'm using down here on the bottom. This is Docky on the bottom. You can put it here on the bottom side, left, right, top, whatever, which way you want. It's a great application for that purpose. You know, you just want to have a dock station and 3D effects and different theming and colors and sizes and all that. It's quick access to different type of files, kind of like a Mac OS kind of style. I don't know if people have noticed the new Mac OS X. It's going to come out. It's going to look very much like Linux. A lot of GTK. A lot of Xfce look. A lot of people are saying that. People don't want to admit to it, but it's kind of strange that they're using open source files and programs to help them out, but then they close source it. To me, I think that's illegal if it's part of the actual licensing out there, depending on which one they actually go under. But I don't know. We'll see. But this is Docky down here. I like it. It's really nice to have. It's easy to use. It's very versatile. Once in a while with Docky, I've seen it where it went away because I was running another program and I think there was a conflict with it and you don't see it and then you have to start it up again. Usually by default it's set up to start up when you start up the computer, or if you restart it, or whichever way you put at it. I like it. I think it's a great way to get easy access. You could have icons on your desktop, but sometimes they get cluttered, so I only have a few files here. All the rest are down here. If I get easy access, I got my conky here on the side. That's me. That's my preference. Others may have other ideas, but this is what I want. Alright, it's taking a little longer to download, so I'm going to pause it because I don't want this to be a long one. It looks like it's going to be a long video, so I'll be back in a moment. Spot. Yep, didn't do it right. Alright, so I'm back. Sorry it took so long. That's why I only wanted to do a few of them out there. So and that's it. But that's all I wanted to do, is just that few right there. I could install other ones later. But like number 13, let's do number 1, Deja Vu, which is a very popular font. I want to make sure I install that one for sure. Usually by default they have just one particular, and usually this is the font that they recommend all the time, TTF Deja Vu. So they have some other ones in here, but I'm not going to. There's no need to. And that's it. If you click number 15 to clear orphan packages, it'll remove any other files that are not needed. As you can see there were some. There we go. And that's it. You're done. Reconfigure the system. You don't need to do that. And Q to quit. Enter. And that's it. And you're done. Now, this is the part that it's still kind of an error. It says end. See? Still doesn't do anything. So the only way I could do it after this is I have to click close. Power off. Let me go in here. Storage, remove, attachment. There we go. Click start. And now, when we restart, this is what's going to happen. Let's see. There we go. There we go. You see that? Like display manager. We're going to select GeoSlave53, put in a password, and voila, there you go. Xfce. Welcome to your first start page of the panel. Which would you choose? Default or one empty panel? We'll do default. There we go. And if I do full screen, there we go. Start. We're in full screen. See that? Let's go to properties, change this to that. Let's click panel preference, number 2. Let's get rid of it. We don't need this down here. Let's go to 1. Let me up it up a little bigger. 35. There we go. We got 4 desktop switchers. That's quite a lot, but if you go to properties here, let's shorten this down to menu, and then you could click this here, and you could choose a different one. So if you don't want that, you could click this one. See, it's kind of cool. There's this one, but I'll just leave it for now for this one. And by default, if you look here in the menu, there's not much in here. You see here, see Docky is the only one I installed. Everything else is by default. You know, 7-zip, application clipman, nodes, sensor, task manager, Thunder, XF burn. Graphics, you only got one, Rosetta. Image viewer is an Xfce type program for pictures. You want to view photos. Internet, no web browser. SSH server browser and VNC, but no web browser. Multimedia, you got the video, audio mixer, FX burn, Office, Dictionary, Orange Calendar, and Global Time. System, we got some of the basic stuff, and then settings, you have general settings right here. 4.10. Double click, see that? The GNOME default icons. It's doing it right. As you can see right here, the UR packages. See that? The art. Let's go back to home. Go to settings, settings manager, appearance, Graybird. See that? Icons, Numix circle, or you could do Frazo. Yeah. But we're going to do Numix circle. Font, enable anti-aliasing, but we're going to do hinting, slight, sub pixel order, RGB. I recommend that here. We just leave it as is. Window manager, make sure composite is enabled. Display, we have it at the maximum. That's good. Power manager, go to AC, monitor, get rid of it. Never. There's no need to. Extended, nothing. Let's see, anything else? No, I think that's it. And so you can see, change all the graphics. Yeah. Cool. But if you click web browser, there isn't any. You can say, what the hell? So we're going to go here. And in here real quick, install this sudo, whoops, Firefox, and we're going to do flash player, and enter. The password, have a gorilla. Oh, wrong password. That's why I said that. There we go. See that? It says, hey, there's an error missing. What the hell? The reason why I said that, actually, let me see. I just want to check. Let's take a look at the mirrors. I think there might be something wrong with the mirror. Sudo command slash let's, yeah. I think there might be something wrong with the mirror. But anyways, you would do that, install it, and basically it's all done, and you're all set. And that's it. And then basically you're all done. And you know, you could change a lot more stuff, you know, in here, and let's change. Let's do this one. I like that one. It's a cool one. So, I mean, basically that's it. We're all done, and then from there you just customize it, tweak it, tweak it, tweak it, tweak it, and you're all done. It's much faster. It's a third less time if you did step by step everything that we just did. Let me just shut it down. That's how much easier it is, and it works pretty good. I highly recommend it. Just go to the website github.com. helmuthda/AUI, and then you'll see all this right here. These are the files that are actually installed through the cloning, and it's pretty much up to date. Almost a couple of days ago. They do a pretty good job, and they give you a pretty good description about the whole thing. It's not that difficult, so I recommend going to this website and install Arch doing it this way. You'd be surprised how much better and easier it is. I know this was a long one. It was almost 50 minutes long. It's the longest one I've done so far, so it's going to be a pretty large upload. So it'll be up soon. If you have any questions, leave comments below. Please subscribe. Let people know about my website. Please, please, please. I really would appreciate it if you can. I'm trying to go to other blogs and sites and YouTubes and let people know about my site. Like I said, I want this to be community driven. I want others to contribute as well. So if you have any ideas or anything else you'd like to talk about, let me know, or do it and shoot it down to me. I'll take a look at it. If it works out pretty good, then we'll go ahead and put it on the channel as well. So hopefully enough this was helpful for you. For anybody's interested in Arch, a better, easier way to do it, and we did it step by step. And I'll see you guys next time. All right, and take care. Bye.